Your hostess for today. This is the Gemini May 2025 Psychic Tarot Monthly. I'm going to test out the sound real quick to make sure that I am broadcasting. Oh, we already have somebody waiting. I'm going to test out this. Boom. There we go. Now, I have two really interesting decks. The first one I'm really excited about, and I actually use this in the missing persons case this week. So this is the Wizard of Oz deck. And just like the movie, the cards that show her in Kansas are in black and white, and the Land of Oz cards are in color, right? Interesting. So I'm going to be using my own spread as usual, 6 cards. The first card I pull is the lessons from the past that you'll be utilizing in the month of May. The second card is the energy you're going to be sitting in. So it's not necessarily going to be your significating card. And then 4 predictive cards. Please like, share, and subscribe because it helps boost the channel. And I think it's a pretty even exchange of energy. Okay. Thank you so much. I would prefer if you subscribe. That would be amazing. Okay. Oops, this card wanted to come out. So you have a pop out, and I'm going to put it back in the deck. It popped out in reverse, and it's the 2 of Cans, which is the 2 of Cups. And it's the part of the film where she encounters the Tin Man. She helps him get oiled up so he can move again, right? And then you see a flying monkey kind of spine, right? You had in reverse. Now in reverse, the 2 of Cups signifies partnership issues, like emotional, or you've been friend zoned, or there's no forgiveness. So we're going to stick this back in the deck, and I'm going to continue to shuffle. So let's see if it comes out again, right? Taurus had that, by the way. What is coming up for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What is coming up for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What's coming for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What's coming for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What's coming for Geminis in the month of May 2025? Boom. Welcome, everybody. Now, the lessons from the past, which you're going to be utilizing in the month of May, is the 2 of Spears. I forget who this woman was, but she becomes the Wicked Witch of the East, right? In the film. You know, later on when she gets to Oz, right? 2 of Swords or 2 of Spears is you have a decision to make, but it's hard to make. So the lessons from the past that you're going to be utilizing in the month of May is that even though you have a hard decision, a decision does have to be made. So even if you don't have all the information to make a decision, which is why some decisions are hard to make, you don't have all the information, is to seek it out. Now remember, she was trying to seek out information on an animal, right? As she was trying to take Toto away. Now, the energy you're going to be sitting in, which is very fitting, is the 9 of Swords. Now, this is when she was ensnared by the Wicked Witch of the East. Okay, and time is running out. And she's eventually saved, you know. So the energy you're going to be sitting in is one of worry. But the 9 of Swords, the catchphrase for this card is making mountains out of molehills or needless worry, right? But still, this is you're going to be more prone to worrying in the month of May. It's just for a month. And then you have the 2 of Bricks in the upright. Pretty good. Now, this is Glenda the Good Witch, right? you're either trying to balance your money, or you're trying to weigh the pros and cons of a situation. Now, if you already have two twos. So if you get a third two, that means like a reassessment or reshuffle. If you get 4 twos, then that means either you're working in groups or teams or social groups, right? The next predictive card you have is the Magician in reverse. So I don't know if you're dealing with Taurus because you have 3 of the same cards, right? And you watched me shuffle. So the Magician card in reverse is right under this card, the lessons from the past, right? Now the Magician card in the reverse is, I want to say you don't want to give away your position, meaning where you stand on something. But because the Magician card is a broadcast card, it's the writer's card, right? It's in reverse. You could be dealing with another Gemini, a Virgo, or an Aries. But there's something you don't want to broadcast. You don't want to share. Okay? Maybe it's about resources just in general. And then you have the Queen of Cans, which is the Queen of Cups. And there's Auntie M. And Dorothy and Toto are watching her kind of like fly away in this tornado, right? In Kansas. Now, the Queen of Cups is someone who's deeply emotional, but stable. You know, the catchphrase for this card is drama queen, but she might be a drama queen in a positive way, right? One that serves. But it is under the 9 of Spears, meaning you could be worried about a water sign female your age or older during the month of May. And then here, this is the King of Spears. And here is where the cowardly lion is finally made king of the jungle, so to speak. You know, he has his nobility. He has his rank, right? Now, this is a logical person. I want to say he has reason to be logical. I mean, this could be your energy, even if you're a woman, because the spears are swords, right? And that's the element for Gemini. But usually this is a male figure who's your age or older, right? And they could have a strong Leo energy as well. Or maybe they're Leo with a airy moon or rising sign. And you know what? If this is a work situation, go ahead and ask people their signs. It helps you. It helps you help them, you know? And it's not so strange of a question. At any rate, during the month of May, doesn't feel like anything bad happens. You don't want to talk about something. Could be a situation, I want to say, because this is not a court card. You know, it's the 2 of Spears in reverse. Maybe you feel unprotected from a person who wants to take a resource away from you, like Toto, right? So you have decisions to make. You may not have all the information. Maybe that's why you're kind of keeping something to yourself. But it looks like you have supporters, right? So that's amazing. Now we're going to use the Millennial Tarot to clarify. Now I want to know what this means. Even though this is lessons from the past, I wonder if that's what you should worry about. What is this 2 of Swords in reverse mean? for Geminis in the month of May 2025. What is this Two of Swords in the reverse mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What is this Two of Swords in reverse mean? For Geminis in May 2025. I just heard ghoster. Ghoster. Here you have the Seven of Swag in reverse. This is the Seven of Pentacles, right? Now the sevens are tied to the Chariot card, and Pentacles are tied to like money, investments, things that keep you earthbound, right? But the Seven of Swag, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, is about waiting as long as 9 months, right? So maybe you've waited 9 months to get information, possibly about a person who wants to take resources away from you, and you just don't have all the information, so you're keeping quiet. The name of this card is Hustle Culture, okay? And then the Queen of Swag, and it says, who runs the world? This is a Queen of Pentacles. Now, when you have two queens as a tarot cluster, that means gossip, okay? There might be gossip about a situation where people know that you have a decision to make. So I feel like people might know that this Wicked Witch of the East type person I want to say has it out for you. I don't want to make you paranoid. I mean, but I have to tell you the messages as I get them. But I mean, you have support from other people. I don't think they have a lot of power. I think people know that this person is kind of dramatic. Okay. Sorry, I had to take Advil. So what are you worried about? Why are you sitting in that energy? What is this Nine of Spears in the upright mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? I usually start my readings much later, but I couldn't sleep last night. So I was thinking about work. So I just worked. Anyway, but something's keeping you up, possibly. That's the energy you're sitting in. What is this Nine of Swords in the upright mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? Boom. What do you feel you're running out of time on? So you have the Two of Thoughts, which is the Two of Swords in reverse. And I don't know what TBH and IDK. I think IDK means I don't know. I don't have the acronym, Jane. But you had it in reverse. You have a decision to make. So you got it twice. Okay, repeating cards are important. Okay. Statistically, it's hard to get that. You're worried about a decision that you have to make. And you have the Ace of Thoughts. Now, when you have 3 twos, which you do, it's reassessment and reshuffle. You have a decision to make, so you kind of reprioritize because you don't have the answer, and so you're keeping it to yourself, and you're just like, I need more information, so maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, and you kind of reshuffle, right? Here the vision board was in reverse. So you're on the cusp of a brand new karmic inventive cycle. Okay. Oh, let me show up. This is the vision board. You had it in reverse. I don't know if you just started something new, because you have like really low cards, meaning you have an ace, which is a 1 card, 2s, there's gossip. 8 times out of 10, the court cards are people to me. Okay. So the 2 of swords came up in the reverse. I almost said resistance. So you might be resisting making a decision. And now it's kind of coming down the line where you have to. So you're weighing the pros and cons. I don't know if it's about money. So let's ask. What is this 2 of Pentacles in the upright mean for Geminis in May 2025? What does this 2 of Pentacles in the upright mean for Geminis in May 2025? What does this 2 of Pentacles in the upright mean for Geminis in May 2025? Now, since the vision board card is in reverse, maybe you can't, maybe it's that you don't know what you want. You've started something new. You're at kind of like a new beginning. You have a decision to make about a new beginning. So you must have raced through a cycle in the past 4 months, right? Yeah, the 5 of Feels, which is titled The Ick. Okay. 5 of Cups in the upright. We're clarifying this card. You don't want to make a decision. You don't want to make a decision. You've lost faith in a beginning, and now you have to make a decision about making a new beginning to replace that beginning that you don't like. And then you have the 8 of Feels, which is the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is titled Inner Work, right? Here you walk away from something. You're not wanting to walk away from something. But it doesn't look like you have a lot of time invested in this. But time is running out and making a decision about this situation. Because you have young cards, right? Or low cards. You've just made a new beginning. You're on the cusp of a brand new beginning. The fact that the Ace of Swords, even if it's in reverse, is here in your state of being means that you at least have the option of replacing this new beginning you didn't like, right? For instance, if you took a job that you don't like because you needed the money while you look for a job that you really want, or whatever it is, right? That's just an example, not a storyline that I'm getting. But there's gossip about it. People know about it. Now, if it has to do with resources or not broadcasting, let's clarify this to see which one of those possible meanings is that, right? What's this Magician card in reverse mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What is the Magician card in reverse mean for Geminis in May 2025? Boom. The 9 of Feels, which is the 9 of Cups in reverse. The 9 of Cups is the Wish card. It's in reverse for the Magician. There's a decision about a new beginning you don't want to make. You've lost faith in a choice about money and something you don't want to walk away from. So you're keeping quiet about what you really want. So I feel like you're in a situation that is not optimal, but you had to do it. And now you're just kind of looking for the out. But you have decisions to make. You need to start visualizing, what is it that I want so I can manifest it? Because maybe with the Magician card in reverse, you can't manifest something you can't envision, right? Now I want to know who the King of Spears is. It looks like you can trust people. Well, I mean, if you know a water sign and you know a Leo or you know a air sign male, you can trust them because they're in the upright, according to the cards. Okay? What's this King of Swords in the upright mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What does this King of Swords in the upright mean for Geminis in the month of May 2025? Hello, everybody that's here. And then you have the Knight of Wands in the upright, which is life coach. Right? Now, the King of Spears, because you're an air sign, that could be you and your energy, especially if you're a dude. Now, most of the time, the Knight of Vibes or the Knight of Wands in the upright is someone who's kind of a player, but they're a sophisticated player. But, you know, the other meaning of the court card is that they're bringing either a message of truce or a message of war. And someone's handing you the microphone. See that? And remember I said you don't want to broadcast something. But it might be that a Leo or a air sign your age or older wants you to speak up and tell them what you want. Because right now you're at a halt. They might be a Cancer sign as well. Has all these elements, right? And these signs. But they want to know where you want to go to next. Could it be a trip? Sure. At least you have support. You have a decision to make and you can't make it. So, I mean, it seems like a life decision of some kind, you know? Okay, let's get the advice from the Good Fortune Tarot. And then we'll move on to Cancer in the next broadcast. What's the advice for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What's the advice for Geminis in the month of May 2025? What is the advice for Gemini in the month of May 2025? The Page of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, here he's sitting on a decision about money, a message about money, right? If you're waiting on an offer of money, I wouldn't wait, you know, because that message might never come. It might require you to take action, which is another reason why the Magician card is in reverse. And because there's a loss of faith in regards to balancing your budget, or making a decision about money or saving for a trip. You're asked to use not out of the box strategies. You know, ask somebody who's wiser than you for some guidance. But this is towing the line too. This is about using normal ways, accepted ways, proven ways of balancing your money, making decisions. So with this, a strategy for that, one technique for making decisions that are hard to make is to make a list, a pros list and a cons list, and see which one has more benefits. Stuff like that. And not, an unconventional would be, watching tarot readings, So I would use multiple methods for making this big decision, Gemini. And it seems like a life decision, one that could have, a long-term effect, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you received the information you needed for the month of May, okay? Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful month, and I will stop the broadcast and come back with Cancer signs, okay? Thank you. Goodbye.